Come in for the scry today. The seats for a story. Hi, my name is Steph. If you'd like to come on in and have a seat for some symbolic support or a surreal story today, we are going to drop some ink in the Book of Blots in the name of, we'll know in a moment, as a muse chosen by you. So thank you so much, influencers. You can visit iscry.ca if you'd like to become one. Help steer the channel. We'll drop some ink, scrying for shapes and symbols that may speak to our psyche and psychic senses. We'll add on some tarot and oracle. And where Mr. Ghosty here is, hello, we have Ghost 2 kicking for any audio additions from the afterlife that may further add to our abstract and ancient auric adventures. Overall, pleased to receive release freely. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. Let's go. All right, first things first. Let's, when I was setting up, the name Heather came through, and the song, Home, Home on the Range, where the deer and the buffalo play. I don't know if those are the words, but all right, influencers, thank you so much for submitting. Let's see who our muse is. Look, it's like falling out like popcorn. It's crazy. Celestial Pond. That's where we're going. Celestial Pond. Thank you to whomever you are. If you'd like to take credit, you can totally comment below. Or you can keep to yourself. It's all good. It's all good. All right. For those that are new here, just a reminder, you can fast forward through to whatever feels good. If you want to get right into the scry story. I'm feeling like very, kind of feeling very muddy. Also, just a reminder, we are here to create a portal to receive in, less worrying about making a masterpiece. Actually, I need to change that up.
I come and go.
Yes, wonderful. This pond. Always feel well to comment below what you see, sense, or feel, as your insights do expand the whole iScry experience and brings us all together as readers. Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm just making a lot of noise in there. How you doing? Making a lot of noise, eh, Celestial Pond? Thank you. I hope you're doing well. All the links are below to help a gal grow. If you want to donate, head to the shop, all that kind of good stuff. But just by being here is support, so thank you. I feel like I want to go into the muddy waters, and I'm actually going to get more by being in the muddy waters. Like there's some sort of mineral in the Celestial Pond. There's a mineral of some sort.
Chased.
Okay. Let's dig in here before the ink starts to dry on me. If you're opening up with me, when you're ready, taking a nice deep breath, closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. In the name and honor of anyone here at any time, thank you, Celestial Pond, for being our muse, and may we all meet a message with meaning. All right. I will bring this up. If you decide to take a screenshot to scry in your own time, personal use only. Whew. Kind of worth going through the muddy waters for this expression to come through. Sorry, I feel like it's fuzzy. I feel like it's been like that for a few days. You want one? All right, I'm going to dig in here. Blue blindfolds, rainbow rhinoceroses. Like, look at this coloring in here. They are so happy. There's also a skull of someone or something I've been before as I'm in this rhino energy. I remember what I was like, maybe like a very recent incarnation, like boom, something paralleling really, really close to right now. And this is another version of me. I'm in this rhino. So if that symbol means anything to anyone, and wherever this paralleling timeline version of me archetype, we are communicating really, really closely. Maybe you guys, when you're feeling, can I plop myself in? When I'm feeling like I'm not the best rhino, I tune in or tap into this version of me that from this present perspective has passed on, but in the present moment of this past perspective is quite alive and well. There is a being coming out of a curtain, but this curtain is like water. Okay. And there's even larger beings. Here's an ear. It's kind of giving me Conehead, the movie Conehead. And something about ears. They're kind of like butlers or of service to this energy coming through. Oh my goodness, I feel like you're just screaming bloody murder at me, but I'm not sure. You're using it very well. There's preparations in this pond, preparations. Something's being put together. Oh, there's beings and beings and beings and beings. Woo! It's kind of like it's flashing really, really fast. And they're all stepping forward quickly. Like this. Like if this pond is a place, I don't know. Or is it a concept? Or is it a constellation? Don't know. I feel like it can kind of have the air of all of them depending on when or how one meets it. Because it has like this woo, like this a womb-like sound with it. And different beings step forward, step forward. There's somebody that has been brought here, perhaps in the subconscious or sleep state specifically, because I feel blindfolded. This I'm back with the blue blindfolds. Yeah. So I'm back here in the blue blindfold. Like I can see myself. There's my nose, there's my hair, but this is the blue blindfold. Blue blind. Say that, fast. I kind of feel like I'm moving blind because my usual senses of sight, it's just moving really, really fast. And it's almost like I kind of release that sense. Like seeing. The show See. Like how they, something along that lines. Here's the thing. I now feel like I'm in healing waters. I'm back with these minerals because there's a substance. It kind of brings me into, if you're part of the secret society or secretor society, we did shimmer recently, and it kind of has this shimmer glimmer in this celestial pond. So there is a substance. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's continue on here. This blindfold is about to come off like I've just had LASIK surgery. From an earthly standpoint, it's not near LASIK, but it's something about that. Like taking bandages off, and there is I'm going to use the word acclimate, of awareness to this space, and then things start to slow down. So this being steps forward, almost like a greeting. But then there's a bigger being within that being that is only revealed like as my focus comes in. There's also something about bones right here. Not cartilage, but maybe whatever's between bones, like, because I'm hearing the hip bones connected to the dun 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 dun. Is that the right tune? Maybe some sort of bone structure.
Sin.
Oh my goodness, we're releasing sin. So dramatic. I kind of want to wander off over here for a moment. I am making fire. There's creation happening here because I'm seeing this motion like if I was in a forest or camping. Maybe some sort of friction. I don't know, my camera seems like I can't even see that. It seems blurry, but that's okay. Again, this focus thing. So I'm going to let the blurs be the blurs because there's a purpose to it. Somebody's handing me something. They're very happy when you're here, whatever this space is, wherever this pond is. Can you call this pond? Can I call this pond? Is there a pond portal of sorts? The celestial pond in Canada? And almost like other points, like back to the mineral thing. I feel like I'm soaking up minerals, or what I think is like that, or there's some sort of benefit in this space, but there's still like an adjustment. I have to adjust here. My typical senses don't, it's not that they don't work. They do work. They're just being tuned, and that takes time. And it's almost like don't rush that process, because there's the longevity of it is better if it's slowly but surely. There's something going on over here. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to decide how I want to go wander in here. There's a conversation. You know that Lady and the Tramp movie when they have the spaghetti?
We command it.
There's a poodle and a chihuahua. I feel like I'm in a storybook. And then there's this really fun kind of bicycle in here. So this feels like to me the pond in and of itself, the celestial pond of sorts. And it is or has earthly pockets or places that maybe it exists, but then it can be called forward, or maybe there's different creatures in it. I got to remember to breathe. This feels very earthly, like there's play happening, stories happening right on the surface. If a chihuahua or poodle mean anything to you, there's also a listening. There's a gentleman that sends out... Give me a moment. Sorry, if you know me, as soon as I generally start coughing, aside from, just maybe yammering too much, for me, it's like my sign that there's a spirit really, really close by. And they kind of like jump down my throat a little bit. All right. Home on the range, where the deer and the buffalo play. All right, let's go back in. I'm ready. Yeah, it could just be my throat was dry. The gentleman's in here and he's sending out golden eagles. But then there's something else being fanned. It looks like there's a calling in of something. It's a piece. It kind of feels like it's from the higher realms. But its skill is more destructive in nature versus constructive. Has to happen this way first. Has to happen this way first. I see you in there. There's something with a crown on, but it's an animal. It's a him and a her. It's a him and a her energies. This is really confusing me because it kind of looks like a haystack, and it's like I can see people. I don't know if it's this haystack or wheat field or something along that lines. Okay, so if you could imagine like where we would depict like crown chakras kind of might reside, you know, hovering above the self or of the earth, where the crown meets the golden. Crown meets the golden. There's a shaking of hands in here as well. Well, I say hands, and I'm really seeing like different kinds of paws and trunks and different kind of creatures expression. I don't know if they're alien. I'm seeing them as animals, but that's just kind of like me trying to formulate something so that it's somewhat familiar, because they don't want to scare me. They just look strange. In the Cave of Ice is skywriting of the fates.
It's what I want.
And this kind of brings me into this. And see this being right here? Like they're just standing there. They're just standing there, calling me forward. Something is fated, and it's getting closer and closer by every action in action, every kind of fine tuning. I think this is like fine tuning whatever your fate is. All of these clouds here are like this. Like if you could see behind the curtain of the moon, and the moon ends up just being this instead of a rock or whatever you might imagine it to be, or metal or this, that, or the other. Imagine that just kind of like opened up as soft as curtains. That's what it makes me feel like. I do still feel like I'm in dream. Oh, for heavens, little man. We're making way too much of a habit of this, my sexy little beast. Exqueeze. You're going to have to move along. You're going to have to move along. Because you've been doing this way too often, and I feel like I'm just enabling at this point. Just enabling. Thank you. We'll play momentarily. It's like this point of contact. I got to write that down. Point of contact. Cave of Winds. Lost compass, getting back to integrity. You might follow, if the words mean anything to you, please follow that. I read the art first. This point of contact to this pond. There is a compass. There are and is. Okay, so something about time travel is coming through, but I think this is in relation to that paralleling past version of me that's really present in its own timeline, but it's past to me and I'm perceived as its future, but really we're both present. And we're both present. Thank you. There are coordinates. Cave of Hearth Fires. I saw this over here. Like, see this little story? Yeah, it's right in here. Kind of could say it's like a monster, and then this man, person, woman. There's actually another one right here. Oh, you're hilarious. I see you looking over there. Sorry, I want to come back in here though. This conversation. Something about a golf course. I feel like I am in a rock. I am in a mountain. And this
Can you hear me?
mountain, I can hear you, love. We can hear you. Speak freely. This mountain has access to different. They're only different because they're not seen as much. But they're in a mountain. They are, and there's like something growing on. I don't know what it is. I feel like when I'm seeing this character on this bike or this chariot, I am hearing like if that was a wheel, that was a wheel. I am hearing like a one man, all these fun sounds like I am in Dr. Seuss. That's probably the best way I can say how I'm feeling with this point of contact is with different Dr. Seuss characters. Like their sounds, like I move and I think there's no sound, but it might be like, I don't know. I understand that I'm probably looking insane, but I'm doing my best to depict how I'm hearing this. In the Cave of Hearth Fires is Skybridge possibility for union within this. This is giving me that vibe of like the cartilage or like the two bones being brought together. Oh, I saw you. You just stepped forward. So this is a face now, and there's hands on the hips. I put my hand up on your hip. There's such a celebratory feeling when this happens. Put a giraffe and a peacock together. A giraffe and a peacock. There's so much activity here. I feel like I'm in a whole world. I mean, like a whole cityscape. There are like air beings, water beings. There is so much activity. Like I have plopped, I have written with the skywriting some form of coordinates or caught onto them. I don't know if it's gamma, beta, some sort of configuration of the waves. I don't know what it is, but it bridges me into it. And with this other version of me, now there's like a trampoline. They're drawing something out for me, like a piece of paper. Like it's also something about a whale, a white whale, quite specifically. Cave of Rivers. There's like a piece of paper or parchment, something along that lines. Stars in the sky, limitless possibility with horned cactus, resourcefulness. Very, again, earthly. And then, if I may, celestial S. Like if I could plot this coloring in there and this coloring over here. I think it's still very, very wet. And then, with like this purple and gold is over here. Of course, that blue is in here, way down in here. And then up here is right there. Like, see where these two beings are? Hopefully I'm not nauseating you lifting it up. Right there. Oh, I love it. But that, like, way... Oh, yeah, they do something. This right here opens, like, this portal. Like, that's a close-up of that. And then I access it and pop in. Ooh-wee. And if I may, this looks like one of the characters I might interact with. Completely normal. Even though it might be telepathic and appear soundless, because there's noise, there's hustle, there's bustle here. But it's beautiful. It's like music I've never, ever heard before. Cave of Earth before we start to flip it. And if you're part of the second tier Secret Society... We will flip it for more adventures. You're welcome to join us. The link is below. Deep Diver and Sky Dancer Surrender. See, it's this whole air and water feel.
Brother.
And when at the beginning, point of contact again. Imagine if you're diving the point of like on the surface when you would hit the water, whatever part, like the hands, and then I would dive into that. That's a bridge and that's a bridge. See, there's many ways of getting there. Some are curved, some are linear. Some feel like flagstones and have been there since like the Flintstones. Ten feels significant. Cave of earth, bringing forward in the earthly, or your pentacle kind of feel. It's like by going deep into this pond, and I can grab a little bit of this mineral at the bottom, and it might look sludgy. But the work to get it, it's not about getting the mineral. It's... Anyway, so I come back up, and then I pop out of the water, and now I have wings here. It's like somehow I went into the water. I'm human. I dived into this subconsciously, physically, metaphysically. I'm not really sure. Dived into the water, reached the bottom, grabbed this something or other, and either I pop out of the portal on this other side, sorry, I'm not there with the end, and I'm actually flying now in this other realm, in this other space, in this, because I swear there's like a portal here, and it's just like poop, this celestial pond like poops me out like a portal, and now I remember something too. It's like, oh, I was swimming with my arms, swimming, and doing some, like a brush stroke, and then as I'm doing that and I come out, I was like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm flying, I'm in the sky. I know this sounds it does, it feels very heavenly, if I may, very, very heavenly. Okay, I'm going to flip this. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. Thank you so much for being here with me and for being an influencer. I will see you again soon. And if you're joining us on the other side, the flip side, I'll see you there. So much love.